Okay, so Emily, welcome to New York.
Thank you.
And so how are you feeling?
Great at the moment. We went to a baseball game earlier today, which was really exciting. And we're just soaking up as much of the New York vibe as we can. So yeah, feeling pretty excited, on top of the world at the moment.
Great. Okay, I mean, just tell us something about Khushi Feet. What you do, when you started, and why you started. Okay. And what you have been doing, your journey so far, and when you started,
So Khushi Feet is a charity that I set up 3 years ago now. Going back a little bit before then, when I finished school, before I went to university, I went to Kolkata in India at the age of 18, and I volunteered in schools for street children, and I was just completely touched by the work that I saw there. What the volunteer teachers did for the kids was absolutely inspiring, and I could see how much of a difference that education was making to the street children. And basically my heart went out to them, and I just wanted to do something that would help. Unfortunately I couldn't stay and volunteer. I had to come back to the UK to go to university, but I was thinking all along about what could I do to help make a difference. And very quickly Khushi Feet started to come together as a fundraising project in my town where I live in Kent in England. And so we did a fundraising weekend. We raised, I can't remember how much we raised to begin with, I think it was a couple of £1,000, and I realised how much people actually wanted to support the cause of education for street children. So I then decided to register Khushi Feet as a charity in order to do more fundraising, and it was really important to me to raise money for the schools, because obviously that's what helps make a difference. It buys food for the kids, it helps build extra buildings, it buys school buses, things like that. But I was also very aware of needing to raise awareness, because a lot of children in the UK, and I imagine it's the same in the US, aren't really that grateful for the amount they've got in their life. And I just wanted to tell them really what was going on in India, and how we needed to be aware of how grateful and fortunate we are to have what we do. Since then, Khushi Feet has just kept raising more and more money. We've done some pretty crazy fundraising. We attempted to break the world record for the largest Bollywood dance. That was one of our fundraisers.
Wow, come on again? Largest Bollywood dance?
Largest Bollywood dance. We didn't break the record, but we got about 1,500 people Bollywood dancing.
Wow.
Which was pretty amazing. So if you Google Khushi Feet Bollywood dance, it'll probably come up on YouTube or something. But
so you have a YouTube video for that?
Yeah, it's on a YouTube video. It's on our YouTube channel, so you can search for that and find lots of videos of the crazy fundraising we've done. We go into schools and we promote the charity work, and we talk to the kids about the street kids in Kolkata and what it's like for them. It's basically grown since we started out in 2011, and it's really inspiring when people get involved and support us.
Excellent. And can you just tell us about like your experience in Kolkata?
Yeah.
And what do you feel about it?
Well, I've always wanted to travel. Growing up as a child, I always wanted to explore the world. And actually, at the age of 18, this was my first time on an aeroplane going really far away from where I lived. So I was a little bit apprehensive about the culture shock and how different it would be, but I was also really excited at the same time. Plus, I was aware of the poverty that I was going to experience and how different that would be. But I was just blown away by the culture. I absolutely love the vibrancy of Kolkata. I love the sights and the smells and the colours. I love the people. Everyone's just so friendly, and there's a real sense of hustle and bustle on the city, which I absolutely loved. I was completely broken-hearted by all of the poverty that I saw. But at the same time, the people who were living on the streets weren't miserable. They were really happy, and they'd stop and want to chat to us, and the street kids that I was working with in the school were just so happy. So even though I was experiencing this poverty, which was really sad, they made me happy at the same time, it was special. There's no other way of describing it. This mixture of sad and happy, it was a peculiar emotion, but it was just such an amazing experience. It changed me as a person. It opened my eyes to the world. It made me see the world differently, see what I had differently, and just completely changed my life, really, because then the charity was a result of the trip, and running the charity Khushi Feet is now such a big part of my life. I can't imagine what I'd be doing without having gone to Kolkata. Special place in my heart.
Excellent. Can you tell us about a typical day at Khushi Feet in Kolkata? Like what kind of activities do you do? You know?
Okay, when I was volunteering at the street schools, they're called the GNCEM street schools. That stands for Good News Children's Education Mission. This was the organisation that we were volunteering for. And a typical day would be getting on the big yellow school bus, driving around the streets of Kolkata, and they pick up the kids from the streets. If the kids have parents, some of them have parents, and they speak to the parents about where they're taking them. If they're orphans, obviously there's nothing else for them. They get on the bus and we sit on the bus with them. It's a bus for about maybe 20 people are meant to fit on the bus, but it's crammed full of kids. It's absolutely amazing. They're climbing all over you. They love you being with them and playing with them. Then you arrive at the school. They've got several schools, but we arrived at the school in Hatti Began was where I was focused. They wash the kids, they clean them up, they put a blue school shirt on them, which I thought was lovely. It made them have a sense of unity. They give them breakfast, which is obviously really important because they wouldn't have eaten anything. Then they have a little assembly time where they do
So basically
songs.
all this, sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
All this like expenses, like the school bus,
The fuel
or
for the bus.
the breakfast, or their food, or their school uniform, everything is being sponsored by Khushi Feet.
Yeah, I mean, they have money coming from other people as well. Other people support them, sort of maybe not as regularly as we do, but we certainly provide them with a very big proportion of the funds that they need, because the teachers are volunteers. They don't take any of the money as their wages.
Wow.
But obviously there's ongoing expenses such as the fuel for the bus, the food for the kids, the sanitary products, things like that. So that is obviously an ongoing cost, and resources for their learning as well. So after they've had their assembly, they have some school time where they're taught basic English, maths, basic skills really, and then they have break time where we play with them, and they have another snack just to keep them going. Then they have more lessons, and then lunch, and then they're encouraged to have a bit of a sleep, because obviously otherwise they're sleeping on the streets, and that's not ideal. And it's obviously hot by this point. It's the middle of the day, so the heat is a bit hot.
So which month it was?
I was there July/August.
Yeah, July, August would be pretty hot for you. Yeah.
Yeah, baking hot, really, really hot. And they have fans on in the rooms as well to keep the kids cool. And then after that, we get back on the bus, and unfortunately, this is the sad part, is taking them back. They then pick them up the following day, but it's hard to see them have to go back to their home on the streets, and they wave you goodbye as you drive away, and that was heartbreaking. But one thing that GNCEM do is they have the schools, but they also have hostels as well. So when the kids get a bit older, they're taken to a hostel where they can live, basically. They're given a bed and they can sleep there. It's more of a permanent place for them to stay. And then
So could you do it for like all the kids, or only a portion of the kids? Or
I don't know how they select who goes. I think they take as many as they can, basically, because they can see it's a real need. But this is partly why I wanted to help them, because the more money they've got, the more they can expand. And GNCM do have lots of schools and hostels dotted around Kolkata. I know there's one in Daspra, Hatti Began, I can't remember the names of all the other places. But they are expanding, and obviously with their expansion, they can then take on more children, because there obviously are still hundreds out on the streets. But by the time the kids have gone through the school and the hostel, they then have the skills they need in order to hopefully be employed and get a job, and that's their footsteps to freedom. That's Khushi Feet's motto. It helps them sort of start to break away from their trap of poverty.
Okay. So what's your impression on, like, there is a charity we have planned for on June 13th in New Jersey, and the proceeds of this concert will be donated to Khushi Feet. I agree it would not be a big charity amount, I mean big donation, but you know, we'd do our best. So
it's incredible.
What's your impression on that?
I was just, when I received your email, Aakash, I felt really warm inside, because I love it when people find out about the work of Khushi Feet, because as you say, we're a small charity, but people do find out about what we do and want to help, and it gives you faith in humanity. And it was incredible to hear that someone wanted to put on a fundraising concert and donate the proceeds to my charity. It's not so much the amount, I mean, it's the gesture and the fact that you're doing what you can. And I'm really, really excited about this. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be in New York and able to get to New Jersey when the concert happens, but I'm going to definitely keep on top of what's going on and look at some pictures and video. And so gutted I'm not going to be there, but really, really excited, and hope that all the people that come have an amazing time, because it's just an amazing thing. And
any message for our audience of this concert, or when we post this video on the social networking on our event page? Any message to your US friends?
Yeah, is this for the people that are about to come?
Yeah, basically for the audience and for anybody, you know, watches this video.
Okay, well, if you're planning on going to the concert but aren't too sure whether or not you can be bothered, please go. Not only because it's going to support an important cause, but because it's going to be a wonderful time, and you should go and experience this wonderful entertainment. But to everyone that has turned up and has given up some of their time and their money to come and enjoy the concert, but also to help make a difference to the education of street children and orphans in Kolkata, just thank you. It is such an amazing thing you're doing, just making a small difference, all added together from everyone's contributions will make a huge difference, I do believe. And also, it's really, really exciting that Khushi Feet is now starting to have a bit of a presence in the States, because we are only a small organisation based in the UK. We get people from all over the world sort of get in touch because they found our website, but America's just another world, isn't it, really? And
yeah, right.
It's really exciting that we've potentially got people that can start to support us over here. So thank you. And
just you know, my last question probably. So what's your plan for 2015 and going forward in future? So are you going back to Kolkata again, or you know?
Our plans are to just keep fundraising. We always come up with new ideas, new fundraising events and activities. I've got a great team of trustees, and we meet together and come up with fundraising ideas, and we've got some stuff developing at the moment. But the big thing really is we are planning on going back out to Kolkata next summer, so summer 2016. Because Khushi Feet had such a big impact on me when I went as an 18-year-old, I've got a vision now to take out a team of young people to experience what I experienced, and hope it might spark something off in them. So there is going to be a Khushi Feet trip to Kolkata next summer 2016, and that is currently the biggest thing that we are working towards, and it'll be really exciting to take some volunteers out for the street schools.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.